67 notes in the key of E. Ready? Go. Howdy there, children, and welcome to this week's installment of Weekend Wankshop. Here with your good buddy, Uncle Ben. This week's lick is a cool barn burner in the neighborhood of E that descends through the scale as it ascends up the neck. It utilizes downward pick slanting and alternate picking, and it's actually not that bad to play once you learn the basic positions that go across the neck here, because every string starts on a downstroke and ends on an upstroke. But before we start tearing into it, let's hear it again at stepdad speed. So like I said before, this is in the key of E major, so it uses the E major scale. It'd fit nicely over an E major chord because it starts on one of the chord tones and it ends on one of the chord tones too, so that would work out pretty nicely. Alright, so this is all based on sextuplets, which means that you're going to have 6 notes going across every beat. I like to think about sextuplets as sounding like meedly, 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 meedly. That's what I kind of think about how that rhythm sits over a beat. Your first grouping of meedly meedlies is going to be situated here on the high E string using fret 7, 5, and 4 2 times in a row. After that, what you're going to do is to play basically the same pattern but right above you on the B string. So now you have... After this, what we're going to do is to shift up a position in the scale. So with your little finger here, jump up to fret number 9 on the B string. Now here we're going to play 9, 7, 5 2 times in a row. After this, what you're going to do is move down a fret onto the G string and play basically the same pattern. So it's going to be 8, 6, and 4 2 times in a row. So now you have... After this, shift up on the G string here to 9, 8, and 6 2 times in a row. Then go to the D string here, 9, 7, 6 2 times in a row. Then you're going to jump up to the 11th D here, and we're going to play 11, 9, and 7 2 times in a row. I'll make sure I didn't lose my place yet. After this, play the same stuff but on the A string, 11, 9, and 7. Then you're going to shift up a position here on the A string here and play 12, 10, and 9, 12, 11, and 9 2 times in a row. Then go to the E string, play the same position, 12, 11, and 9. Then jump up a position on the E string here, and we're going to have 14, 12, and 11 2 times in a row. And then I resolve that by playing the 12th fret low E string, which would be the root note of the big old E chord I'm playing against. And that right there is a whole lot of notes. So here's another thing I want you guys to practice with this lick. So because of the groupings that you're playing on each string being 6 notes each, it seems kind of tailor-made for that sextuplet feel, where over every beat you play one 6-note grouping of notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. It seems kind of tailor-made for that because that's what your fingers are playing, 6's. So if I had my handy-dandy metronome here going at 80 BPM, it would sound like this. Again, we're shooting for meedly, 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 meedly across every beat. But one thing I really like to encourage people to do with any kind of sequence lick like that is even if the pattern feels like it's 6's, play it as though it was 4's. Here's what I'm talking about. So with that 80 BPM pulse I was using a second ago, Again, the sextuplets would sound like meedly, 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 right? Well, 16th notes would sound like 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and play this exact same lick, even though it's sequenced as 6's with that 4 feel. 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E. It's a really cool and cheap way to get multiple sounds out of the exact same lick, just by playing it with a different time feel across the same beat. I'll do it again this time a little bit faster so you can really hear how they sound played at higher speeds. So I've got my metronome set to 120 BPM, and here's the lick played as 16th notes. So we're looking at 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and so on. Now if I take that exact same lick but play it as 16th note triplets across this same beat, it sounds totally different. Meedly, 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 me. And so on. 2 hot licks for the price of 1. Try that rhythmic trickery with other sequence licks that you know, like ascending 3s or 4s or whatever. Play them in all kinds of other different time feels. See what you can come up with. Thank you guys as always for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Ben Eller Guitars. Also do me a favor and go like my new Facebook fan page over on facebook.com/Uncle Ben Eller. Also, if you'd like to book some one-on-one Skype lessons with me, be sure to drop me a line, benellerguitars@gmail.com. Thanks again and stay tuned for another hot lick next week. Cheers.